Another beautiful piece of artwork for the cover, Root. And so what seasons are we still waiting for Tom Baker? We got season 12, not 13, right? So it's 13. 14 we have now, 15. 16 is Key to Time. So 13, 16. 17 we have. And 18, yeah, okay, we're missing two Tom Baker seasons. Lovely bit of a cover art here, which is, as always, these things are always gorgeous, right? They really are. One second, I got the wrong thing. There, let me zoom in on it a little bit. All right, because this is where I guess all the clockwork for the is it Invasion of Time? Which I know, I like all these. Oh man, you got what's the word again? What's the Router one called? Which is freaking awesome. Not Invisible Enemy. It's got the lighthouse in it. Oh, what's it called again? I don't know. Maybe they have it in the trailer. Anyway, so they got a new Super Links trailer out. A Pete Mateague. A Pete Mateague movie. It's going a bit traditional this time. Normally you have you're flying over mountaintops something with a slow opening. Is this just so you can get YouTubers? Really? Because they'll be able to pick up this long introduction. Oh, finally! It's not a Pete Mateague movie now. By Pete Mateague. What's this called again? The Final Battle. Okay, that's good. That's a darn good effect shot for this piece of shit. That's a darn good effect shot.
Commander! Gallifrey has fallen.
Okay, right off that, this is freaking awesome. Really? I am horror fangrock, says Lonnie, as Matthew Pounder. Thank you. This is freaking awesome. I am really impressed, right? I am really freaking impressed. And look, green screen and a couple of costumes, and it looks awesome.
Time War is lost, but do not fear. We face the end with courage.
I'm instructed to give you this. A wayfinder, my lady. An escape from this hell.
Escape to where?
Only you can decide that.
Maybe they could have given us some lippy, right? I think she looks better on the Big Finish covers when she's old, right? Maybe a bit of lippy.
I do not run from battle or cower from machines.
It is his wish, my lady, that you survive.
Whose wish?
The Doctor.
He is here.
The Doctor is waging war. The end is coming, and you are his only hope for the future. My lady,
I guess this must be the War Doctor. Listen, I'm telling you, I'm really psyched for this, right? Gallifrey and cornrows. The problem being, I hadn't noticed, but yeah. Still, I'm enjoying it.
Beg of you. Activate the Wayfinder. Escape.
Exterminate!
Wow! Okay, this is getting better!
Exterminate! Exterminate!
A little bit cringe, but I still liked it. can somebody just give Pete Mateague a job to write and direct an episode of Doctor Who? This is really excellent, okay? And I like the grey. Look at the livery of the Dalek at the back. It's grey and black with silver and grey with black trim. Silver and grey with black balls. Who were?
The Daleks are victorious.
You are wrong!
Identify! Identify!
I am Leela, warrior of the Seventeen and of Gallifrey, friend of the Doctor.
Oh, this is the best Doctor I've seen since Capaldi left. I can listen. I quite like the energy of Shooty and Millie together. This is so much better. Holy shit!
While we live, your victory is short-lived.
Your statements are meaningless. The Doctor will be destroyed. His acolyte.
Well, listen, if you say in 2023 and 24, we will make the Doctor. What? What could you make the Doctor do? We will make the Doctor super gay. What? Yes, we will make the Doctor super gay. And he will love chicks with... Don't say it! No! Chicks with dicks! Ah! Anyway, so this is why I don't get to write these things.
It will be exterminated.
That is not how this ends.
Alert! Alert! Transport device detected! Exterminate!
Oh, fuck off! This is fucking awesome! Sold. Oh, take my money. Yes. I don't give a fuck. What's it? You could own that and be a lump of shit. I don't care. After that trailer, oh my God. Like the perfect hand job of a trailer. Fuck me, that was awesome. Holy shit. Oh, no, we're just going to... 1 second. I got overexcited. Did you notice? I want to see that bit again, okay?
Doctor Who, The Collection,
Would you care for a jelly baby?
Season 15.
Wouldn't mind. That's John Leeson.
Where are we going, Doctor?
Into the land of dreams and fantasy.
6 classic stories, newly remastered and packed with special features.
They're rather good.
Documentaries.
We've got a lighthouse.
A lighthouse, a trip down memory lane.
But
Okay, 1 second. Why does Louise Jameson, look so much better there? Look, she put a bit of lippy on there.
It's a trip down memory lane.
But we've brought you to location that Doctor Who couldn't do.
Oh, stop it! She never stopped complaining. I couldn't believe it.
She wouldn't do a stage slap. She absolutely insisted that I walloped her.
I knew all my lines. Tom didn't know all his lines. He picked up my script and said, "You don't need this. You know all your lines." And he threw it out of the window.
This is a virtual walkthrough of the set layout as you walked into Pebble Mill.
Graham sort of...
Okay, that's just a little bit too in-depth, really. Oh, The Life of Graham Williams? Okay, I'm up for that.
appeared in my office and said, "Oh, I'm taking over now." So it was a bit of a surprise.
He wasn't the sort of person that you'd expect to be a producer of Doctor Who.
Graham wanted to be liked, and, being a producer and being hugely popular, they don't always go hand in.
Okay, again, look, they made her look like a human being. You should have put better makeup, some makeup on her. Leela is supposed to be kind of hot, right? Oh, super hot, right? And then, look, now she looks, not like a troglodyte from hell.
In hand.
I'm very lucky that I wasn't fired by Graham.
Leela was a Doctor Who companion like no other. And in we go.
This is worth the prize entry. Louise Jameson interview with Matthew Sweet. That's going to be awesome, right? Again, Matthew Sweet, douchebag extraordinaire, very good at this stuff.
Interview chamber.
Like joining any series, it's just a bit nerve-wracking. He loved Liz, and didn't we all? And I knew I was stepping into very big shoes. But she'd been there to welcome him, so he was the vulnerable one when he joined. And I think he'd sort of forgotten. Because you can't be a good actor without being vulnerable. And of course, all Tom's. Oh, for want of...
I mean, all these stills of Tom in the are just fantastic, right? They really are.
For a better word, attitude was because he was vulnerable, wasn't it?
Quite.
Why is the Jodie Loke still on these releases? I'll tell you why. It's not. It's actually. I don't know. I think it's Ross was trying to be good. Like, he hates the logo changing in the middle of a range, right? Says, no, we're going to keep that logo. Which I just, again, he does whatever he can to legitimize the Jodie era, doesn't he?
Quite often, as I'm talking to people, including yourself occasionally, I simply cannot believe what I'm saying.
Behind the sofa.
Probably wise not to believe everything Tom Baker says. It's very entertaining, but it's probably not true.
Here it comes.
Very attractive.
Oh, not again.
Oh, Leela!
Yeah, good girl.
Go on, Leela.
What happened?
Hey, wait. Who are the groups? So we got Toby Hidoki, who's that? And Leela and Louise Jameson. I have no idea who the third one is. The first one. Katie Manning, Matthew Waterhouse. Look, you put anybody with Katie Manning, I think it's going to be good.
Updated special effects.
I thought I'd lock the enemy out. Instead, I've locked it in with us.
And much more.
I always didn't mind the special effects in Horror Fame Rock.
What is the doctor?
Oh, he's very difficult sometimes, but he has great knowledge. Gentleness.
Now, that's Sunmakers. That is Louise Jameson's most insanely beautiful story. I think you could pause any frame in that story and you could take a photo, you could take a still from that and put it on your wall. Even though she's just insanely beautiful in all of it.
Doctor Who, the collection.
That do seem a bit far-fetched.
Can you explain simply?
Season 15 is available to pre-order now.
Okay, I mean, look, they clearly had a bigger budget for this than normal, right? I thought that was very impressive. Okay, let's see. They normally have the details on DoctorWho.tv, is it? I can't remember. Hang on. Doctor Who. That's DoctorWho.tv. So if that comes up. Meet the new Doctor. Oh, here we go. Yeah. And we'll go over again. And then, I think we might have a rewatch of that. I'm like genuinely impressed. Okay, I did not expect to be that impressed. I think that's definitely my favorite one. Let's see. Let's have a look. Season 15 announced as the next Blu-ray installment in the collection Blu-ray range. Yeah, so far we continue with that. 1977. Honestly, I love the graphic design of this stuff. Well, let's see what's in there. So we got Behind the Sofa, Louise Jameson, Colin Baker, Sarah Sun, Janet Fielding, Matthew Waldo, Katie Manning, Beston Roberts. That's who that was. The wife of the director Penance Roberts. Literally, is Louise Jameson the only one still alive from that era? Right, I guess she is. I don't know. Maybe they could have got John Leeson in, but he's like, yeah. How long does it take to? Do they have to sit through the entire thing? Like, I also bad for Peter Davison's crew. Like, how do they sit through it? I don't know. So there we go. Well, Colin Baker. Fine. Blu-ray trailer, we just saw that. Light and Darkness, a look at the career of Graham Williams. In Conversation with Matthew Sweet with Louis Jameson. Inside the Lighthouse. Oh, so there hasn't been a making of Horror Fang Rock. There's a very good love letter to it on the DVD, where basically they have all these great writers say, yeah, this is one of the most pucker stories ever. Tom Baker music about life, the universe, and everything, always fun. Exclusive audio commentaries from Tom Baker. 5-1 sound on Horror and Fang Rock. And they said they got new effects on there as well. Rare convention footage. That's pretty darn good. I like that. Rare archive treats. Well, that's a bit ambiguous. Tom Baker Blackpool exhibition links. I think that's right. Wasn't that from the Wonderful World of Disney? PDF, info text, app, lots more. Lots more. Okay. 7th set. It'll be so then April's my guess. April. But yeah, look, excellent, right? Excellent. So yeah, so now, okay, after this one, we are waiting for I think 2 seasons from John Pertwee. That would be season 7 and what's the one? 7 and 10. Do we have his one sec. There we have it. I'm just walking across my room to see what we have. We got season 9. Season. Oh God, I use a different one. Fine. So we got 3 seasons from John Pertwee, right? So we got 2 more John Pertwee seasons out there. Then 2 more Pertwee, 2 more Tom Baker, 1 more Peter Davison, and 1 more Sylvester McCoy. Okay, 6 with it. Okay, for the color years, we only got 6 left. Okay, and then black and white, there's 5 more to come out. But I don't know. I hope we're going to get another box set in 2024. I wish they did 3 a year, right? 3 a year would be. I mean, they're expensive though, but 3 a year sounds good. Then we could really plow through it. I don't see there being a new format in the near future, right? I really don't. I think with Blu-ray is probably where this technology stops for a long time. Right, I just don't see there's an appetite to update. Let's look at the trailer again, because again, I'm just kind of amazed that it was that good. Fine, I'm going to skip the titles. Well, that'll just be copyright blocked anyway. There we go. No, honestly, I find these titles incongruous to the content. Right? Final battle. Okay. Now, look, as far as I know, this is not how the Time War ended, but because it's a Time War, it could have multiple different time endings, because there's lots of different, this is a abandoned, time track. Again, very, very, very strong professional graphics, special effects. All right. I mean, you can see where the green screen starts and ends, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, these effect shots really sell it. I'm very impressed. Really am. I mean, to me, it just looks like they're paying the same sort of money that they pay for screen. Yeah, bit of lippy, bit of makeup. Why did you make her face look like she's sandpapered?
Commander!
Gallifrey has fallen. The Time War is lost. But do not fear. We face the end with courage.
So again, I think with very limited resources, they really sold this. 2 couple of costumes, great performance from Louise Jameson, Maybe they could have sprung to some makeup. That would be nice.
I'm instructed to give you this. A wayfinder, my lady. An escape from this hell.
Escape to where?
Only you can decide that.
I do not run from battle or cower from machines.
It is his wish, my lady, that you survive.
Whose wish?
The doctor.
Honestly, I think they should have. I think they should have really tied this more into the War Doctor than into season 15. Frankly, but yeah, look, I mean, this is really good. This is just very good.
He is here.
The doctor is waging war. The end is coming, and you are his only hope for the future. My lady, I beg of you, activate the Wayfinder. Escape.
Exterminate! Exterminate!
Funny. I was talking to Sean. Who was it? Review it yourself. About was it Remembrance of the Daleks, right? And it was the first time that anybody saw a Dalek go upstairs, right? People were just kind of blown away by it. And now it's easy to do, right? They can do it without blinking. But now I just press the wrong button. There you go. Here we go. And again, all of this is pretty generic and easy to do. It's just damned impressive, right? I think that makes it more impressive.
Exterminate! The Daleks are victorious.
You are wrong.
Identify! Identify!
I am Leela, warrior of the Seventeen and of Gallifrey.
The problem we were saying earlier that can we get somebody else other than Nicholas Briggs in to do Daleks? Now listen, I've always been a big fan of Nicholas Briggs, right? And his Daleks. I do think you have a point. Like for me, you don't really notice how fast time goes by, but like he should have somebody he's training up to be like a Dalek voice, right? He should have his replacement. Like he's getting to that point in life now.
Friend of the Doctor, while we live, your victory is short-lived.
Your statements are meaningless. The Doctor will be destroyed. His acolytes will be exterminated.
That is not how this ends.
Alert! Alert! Transport device detected! Exterminate!
I mean, honestly, just that it all comes together very well. Big round of applause, right? Peter Capaldi on criminal record on Doctor Who being good for the world. Well, that's not really what he said, right? He's not that impressed with Doctor Who nowadays, right? He is not that impressed. Well, maybe not impressed. I think he finds it similar to how most people find it. Look, honestly, in the comments, the thing I hear repeatedly over and over and over and over and over again is it just doesn't feel like Doctor Who at all anymore. And that's true. It's a very different show now. Whereas I think they managed to keep the essence of it in the 2005 revival. Even though, it was a radically different show. Like, now it's just like this. The lore is just shot to bits. I'm sorry. And I think that makes a difference. Yeah, I really do. Sadly, right? Like, genuinely sadly. So with this career spanning decades, it's surprising that Criminal Record is the first time role has been entirely tailor-made for Peter Capaldi. So he's not in that much. Criminal Record. And you don't really, I've only seen the first episode, and you don't really know what he's doing. At first point, He's at first you see him, he's acting as a chauffeur and security. You get a feeling that something more is going on, and he's in some kind of records department in the police. But yeah, he seems to have some kind of weird, dodgy background, and there's a current case that seems to put a former case of his into question. All right, and he seems to have a lot of very, very strong support, right? You know, old boy network support. There's a hint he may be in a racist group. God, I hope not. They'll be so boring. And playing opposite him is Cush Jumbo. Again, I'm sure she's nice, but she can't go toe to toe with him, right? She really can't. Again, the thing with Napoleon I thought was good was Vanessa Kirby was able to go toe to toe with Joaquin Phoenix, who was giving a performance on, off the charts, right? Off the charts, very understated, but completely off the charts. It never really happened to me before. Well, what about Doctor Who? And he put, it never really happened to me before. And he puts a little bit more pressure on because there are fewer places to hide. Again, if you're hoping to get any glimpse of the Doctor, forget it, right? But you do get a feeling this guy who's been portrayed to be a bad guy is probably a good guy. I don't know. There seems to be some twist coming. I don't know what it is. Explain we are in the London character-driven drama, often without wanting to sound disingenuous. You get a script and 2 or 3 other people have turned it down or they're not available. So you know that the producers might be hedging their bets and hoping they'll get whoever they can. With this, I know they got who they wanted, so I had to ensure I deliver what was needed. Capaldi plays Detective Chief Inspector Daniel Hegarty, a man trying to protect his legacy from a woman. Detective Sergeant June Linker, played by Cush Jumbo, who is at the early stages of her career. When she starts investigating an anonymous call, an old murder gets a fresh eyes on it, and the pair clash in a battle of truths. Criminal Record is premiering on Apple TV Plus with new episodes dropping weekly. I like the weekly thing, right? Also, I knew it will be a sort of veiled character. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to play him. I think he was good in the other one. That thing is last year where he kept getting reincarnated. Devil's Hour. Often characters I play are fairly outspoken, like Malcolm Tucker in the thick of it, but Haggerty is a very hidden. Yes, he is. And again, Capaldi is just like, a master craftsman. He absolutely is. I still had to know what was happening, but I didn't want to see. I still had to know what happened, but I didn't want to single it to the audience. Yeah, but you do get a feeling that something more is going on, right? The actor involved in Criminal Record. The actor was involved in Criminal Record before the script stage, as it was produced by his wife, Elaine Collins, and she previously brought audience the classic crime dramas such as Vera and Shetland. Right, when we're getting into Doctor Who, it's around us somewhere. Let's have a quick look, see what's going on here. She was looking at ideas about why people confess and then retracted the confessions, because they're scared normally, and she wanted to build a story out of that. She was working with Paul Ruttman, who's blah, 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 blah. Very interesting. One small detail, Capaldi particularly enjoyed his character named Daniel Hegarty, as it fits his Scottish brogue rolling off the tongue. I think Paul came up with that. It sounded like a grizzled detective, and I think it's, I don't care. It's watchable. It's a good English crime drama. Capaldi has played a wide range of characters, including the iconic and coveted role Doctor Who played it brilliantly. However, this is the first time in decades that he's played a policeman. Okay, when we talking about Doctor Who, right? Policeman on Good Friday, blah 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 blah. I come from Glasgow. Okay, look, it's talking about Doctor Who there. Where are we up to? Melancholy reflection was something Capaldi felt recently when he watched the return of Doctor Who. That's interesting, with David Tennant back in the lead role, albeit temporarily, proving that it was a disaster. Right, I enjoyed it. I thought it was great and a lot of fun, he says. It was wonderful, exuberant, full of life, drama, monsters. David was wonderful, Catherine Tate, of course. It's Doctor Who, you know. It's a gas and it's a good thing for in the world. I agree with you. It's nice, fun, exciting thing. I look forward to the rest of the special shooting Gatwood coming along. I met him and he's very inspiring and charming. So he's basically being professionally very polite there. Now, why do I know he's being professionally very polite, right? Because what he says next. Could you follow and follow Scott Tennant's footsteps and briefly return to the role of the Doctor? No, he said. I'm a long-standing Doctor Who fan from a kid. Haggerty is the same age as me, so maybe he watched Doctor Who too. That'll be, again, his character in Criminal, whatever it's called. He's of that era. I like the idea that my Doctor is still out there. He's not available to come and be on TV, right? Now, he's talking about his Doctor as in the Capaldi Doctor. The real Doctor is not on TV. The real Doctor is out there. So he's saying exactly the same thing as what I see in the comments all the freaking time, right? I mean, really, all the time I see exactly the same thing. This new era, this new iteration of Doctor Who is too distant and it's too far away, right? Again, they kept saying, they want Doctor Who to be kind of a cosmic imp. I would love to see a Capaldi season with Doctor Who the way he would want to do it, right? I would love to see that. He would return to a film set directed by James Gunn. You kind of feel his melancholy there, right? Now we've read the end of it. Let's read the beginning again, and you can see it much more in context. So he's asking about the specials. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great and a lot of fun, he recalled. It was wonderful, exuberant, full of life, drama, and monsters. Yeah, none of this is saying he thought it was good. David was wonderful, and Catherine Tate. And of course, it's Doctor Who, you know. It's a gas. It's a good thing for the world. It's fun, exciting thing. And I look forward to the rest of the specials that Shooting Gatwood coming along. I've met him, and he's very inspiring and charming. He strikes me as being very inspiring and charming. Right, so I said, no, I can't go back. I'm a long-standing Doctor Who fan from a kid. He's of that. I like the idea that Doctor's out there. He's not available to come on and be on TV. The real Doctor is not on TV. The real Doctor's out there. Fuck me. You're saying it pretty. That's a pretty ballsy way of saying it, right? Yeah. Basically, people just said R.I.P. Doctor Who. Right? I mean, that's essentially what he said. Everything is canon! Doctor has solved its always continuity problem with one line. I think I agree with this guy, right? I just don't think it was a good solution, right? Look, listen, well, I think what they need... The trouble with now is Doctor Who continuity has become so cluttered and so convoluted, you can't really follow it. It's like Marvel DC comics in the 80s, right? That's where they first came up with the multiverse and Crisis on Infinite Earths. So that's basically what they need to do with Doctor Who. They need to reboot it, right? So it's Ultimate Doctor Who with all the best bits, which was basically Hartnell to Capaldi and moving on from there, right? Essentially, right? And then just jettison everything Capaldi onwards and say this is a new reformed universe. And if you want to do that kind of event, you can have all these Ersatz doctors that never existed. You have Nick Briggs in as a doctor. Right, you know Nick Briggs, the voice of the Daleks.
Yeah, he's done the Big Finish stuff. Yeah, I remember that. The thing is, though, Rabbi, they could have solved it with one line. And I'm not a writer. I'm not. The master lies.
Yeah, I think that would be a bit. I think that would be a bit of a boring explanation. What I really thought they'd do, as I said earlier, I thought that when they would have it that the Doctor had been in the toy maker's realm for some time. Right, and you didn't know when he fell in. So in your head canon, you can say that Jodie, which he was, fell up the TARDIS, fell into the toy maker's realm. Right, so
it could make sense. She did forget she forgot what her tongue was, I suppose. So.
Right, and that's why the continuity stopped making sense at that point onwards, and why the Doctor clothes regenerated, and then as he broke out of that realm and he tore off the David Tennant's skin, and I don't want to go. Blah! And it's shooting up underneath. Bold new adventures. I thought that's the way they could have really done it, where it all mattered but didn't, right? But no, he didn't want to admit defeat with Jodie, which is a bottom line of the BBC. So let's see what they can say. The Giggle finally gave a solution to the inconsistent continuity, but will the Toymaker's jigsaw be enough to stop the arguments about canon? Well, have you seen my short story I did and put out on Christmas, my Christmas episode?
I missed that one, unfortunately.
One second. Do I still have the video file here? Hang on. I'll be over here. Wait. I bet I don't. Oh, it's out. This is the folder. No, I know I don't. Hang on. So, maybe I do. No, it goes back quite some time. No. Maybe I can just... This is going to be crazy. I'm going to go to I'm going to download it, go to a YouTube downloader and just download it from YouTube. Oh, man. That's so bizarre. But here, let me show you. Because I did a 10-minute audio story read by an AI, Peter Capaldi. Sounds just like Capaldi, right? It's incredible how much it sounds. Have you ever heard any of the AI stuff I do?
I haven't. To be fair, I did see that on Christmas Day, but I was too busy trying to get my own episode up where I...
listen, on Christmas Day, we all spent a lot of time trying to get it up, baby. It's a normal thing. Where was it? Oh, here it is. Hang on, doink. If I copy that, I go over here. So basically, it's a story about the Toymaker arriving in our realm as Capaldi is regenerating, right? And how he tears apart his timeline. And basically makes all the continuity errors make sense. Oh, here it is. Man, that's downloading quickly. Look at that. Love the broadband here. Let me show. I'll show you a bit.
Famous last words.
Yeah, no, it worked. Look at that. Firstly, make my own Capaldi titles, which I like. Yeah, I'll scoot onto the story a bit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we don't stop it.
The TARDIS sat in several inches of fresh snow as a new flurry blew around it in a breathtakingly picturesque manner. Had the Doctor not been very preoccupied as he entered, he would have mused to him.
I was very happy with the music put on, but here, let me see a bit about the Toymaker.
James bested him, the utter nerve. But then he wasn't quite as clever as he thought. He inadvertently created his salt and superstition-laden pathway to this realm. And then,
so I tied it very much into the wobbly. I had all the things we saw on screen kind of mapped.
He was now utterly helpless. He was in the midst of some form of total cellular regeneration and rejuvenation. The Toymaker straddled the Doctor's timeline and began playing with it with a gusto. At first, he just shunted a time paradox where one corporal being met itself at an earlier time frame back 5 years, just to see what would happen.
That's Mordrin Undead.
And other than an office at the United Nations being set up to try and reconcile the temporal confusion with their intelligence task force, no one really noticed. Then the Toymaker really got to work. With a flick of his fingers, one face of the Doctor's was half human, on his mother's side, which deliciously made little to no sense because his people didn't have mothers. And then they did. And then they didn't. Looms came and voodoo time cults went in a flurry of opposing histories. The Toymaker centered himself in the here and now as the
that was all the Virgin New Adventures and the BBC Eighth Doctor Adventures.
Doctor regenerated his form. Giggling with delight, the Toymaker changed the Doctor's next persona like a sliding block puzzle. In one moment, the Doctor regenerated into the same face and went on to have adventures on ancient Mondas and tour the Albion Empire with old friends. In the next, all that was gone. And gone with it was the Doctor's towering intelligence, replaced instead by a nauseating sense of entitlement. The Toymaker then warped the Doctor's fierce sense of morality and individuality, and substituted it by a need to follow the vicissitudes of the herd. And then to top it all, he changed the Doctor's gender. That's when the TARDIS spat her out in disgust. Oh, how the Toymaker laughed.
Anyway, so look, we're clearly of the same mindset, me and Mike Donaldson here. Anyway, although we're on different
that music
sides.
was great, by the way. I mean,
Oh,
the
yeah,
writing's
yeah, yeah.
great. That music, it sounded like the Cyberman,
It
Cyberman
was.
theme.
I think it was from
Age of Steel.
Twice
I
Upon a
love
Time.
that.
No, Doctor Falls. Right. It was basically
Great.
It was the season 11 soundtrack I was using.
It feels like Doctor Who. I haven't seen anything since Capaldi that's felt like Doctor Who.
Oh
It
man,
doesn't
the
feel
AI
right.
stuff is great. That's what I'm saying. These, we're so close to just being able to make our own completely authentic Doctor Who experience. Where it's like we could do it with images, we can do it with sound. It's not good when video is very close, right? It's for everybody to use. Anyway, Doctor has brilliantly solved. Brilliantly solved the contradictory continuity, putting an end to the canon debate once and for all. Well, yes, but I think that's to the detriment. Unsurprising, a TV show that began in '63, pre-streaming and pre-social media, doesn't all hang together as a cohesive narrative. Did until 2017, frankly. I mean, yet to squid, but yes. It's even less surprising when the character in the Doctor Who is an alien time traveler who regularly reminds the companions and the viewers at home that time is in flux, aside from the real world catastrophes, fixed points, but not anymore. Like sinking the Titanic or the destruction of Pompeii, all bets are off when it comes to time continuity in Doctor Who. And again, I think this is what Mavity is to set up, because they're still bagging on about Mavity, right? It seems to be that's the change in the law. What do you think? Have you noticed that or not?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't. Who did I say this to? Might have been Luke. I can't remember. I was talking about it, and it feels a little bit like a really pale imitation of what Russell T Davies has done before with the Bad Wolf stuff, with the Torchwood stuff, with the what was the other one? The Rose, in season 4 when she series 4, Jesus, America.
Yeah.
When she starts appearing and stuff like that. That was like, oh, this makes sense. But then I don't know. They keep playing it in a kind of strange way. I kind of hope that they'd have the Doctors realize that it was a bit strange, because why hasn't he noticed it's changed? Like, he noticed when Ruby disappeared. That was good. That was the best scene in it, when the fridge
it was. Yeah, and I that's another reason I like that one. I like the way the mother changed character. I thought that was a very Christmassy thing, right? It really fits in the whole it was a Christmas Carol in reverse. It was showing you what connection and family does, right? Which I think the thing was it. So for me, I think that's another thing that worked. Again, we just don't know. It came off a really bad series of 3 episodes. He was also quite unambiguously gay through it. So here's the thing. Yeah, this is how I described it. But for me, he's authentically Doctor Who and a gay masturbatory fantasy. I don't know how well they get on together, but that's basically how I feel about it. Right? Anyway, so let's see what he has to say. In the giggle, the Toymaker informs the 14th Doctor that he used his powers to make. I made a jigsaw of your past. However, rather than being a complete picture, Doctor Who continuity, the Toymaker's jigsaw is a selection of mismatched pieces, effectively meaning that everything is canon. Doctor Who's continuity has always been confused and confusing. Not really. Again, you had unit dating because of Mordred Undead, and you could work that out in many different ways. Half you and his mother's side, everybody forgot it. And up until Dinah's children, the War Doctor, that wasn't a problem, right? Have you ever found it confusing? What do they say?
No, not really. I've just had a thought though, Rabbi. Didn't they do this before? Didn't they do? What episode was it? I wasn't a big fan of the episode, the Christmas special. Oh, not the other Doctor. Was it the new Doctor? Well, the one with not Neil, something Morris. What's his name?
The next Doctor. I quite like that
David,
one. What about that?
Yeah. Well, didn't they have something in that where the Doctor realised something was going on with time? Because he said, "Hang on a minute," but I think it might have been a later episode. Sorry, but he remembered the.
No, you're thinking of Waters of Mars.
Is it? Because isn't there a scene where somebody says the Doctor says, "Hang on a minute, something's going on"? Like there was a big Cyberman crunched across Victorian London and no one spoke about it. Well, I can't remember. Which is
right. But they did reference that. But the answer was a cop-out, as I recall. It wasn't like... I answer was a cop-out. But also, in the Matt Smith's first season, they rebooted Reality, which is, again, perfectly will do the trick, right? They're going to... It's what you do when you have a good writer. Anyway... Stephen Moffat once told an audience at San Diego Comic-Con in 2008, it's impossible for a show about a dimensional hopping time travel to have a canon. Yet it did. I'm sorry. Like, you're taking it to ridiculous extremes. It did have a canon, right? Again, up until 2017, it kind of worked, right? It was enough that it was fitted together enough that it wasn't, like, completely destroyed. Now we got, like, shit Davros walking around doing a tap dance because only white men can be evil, right? I know. So that was definitely confusing because never anyone as well to expect it to run for 6 years. That's true. Given that home video recordings was widely available over a decade, a classic Doctor Who, it's no surprise that some stories contradicted others. But again, I mean, look, up until 2017, did you ever see a problem with it?
Yeah, because it was mainly good. No one cared. If it's good, you don't care.
Yes, naturally. It was mainly good. It wasn't telling you you're a bad person because you don't believe chicks have dicks. I mean, like, that's basically the bottom line. Look, I mean, I kind of liked season 10. Like, the Capaldi's last, I thought it was actually the strongest. The only drawback was Bill Potts telling us how much he loved being a lesbian. Right? If I could go back and tell my 16-year-old self, there's going to be too many lesbians on TV in the year 2017. I'll be like, there's no too many lesbians. Are you mad, sir? Yeah. And then now the horrible reality is, not what one would have expected. Anyway, so surprised that some sort of conflict. That's why the destruction of Atlantis has been depicted multiple times in Doctor Who. Well, twice, I think. Have you seen The Underwater Menace?
Which one is that an old one?
No, they just brought it out as an animation. Don't. It's shit.
Oh my god, no, I haven't. Because I saw pictures of what it looked like.
It's
I think I watched a video by Melon Rattler on YouTube, and I was like, I thought for a minute, sorry, Melon Rattler, I thought he'd made that for a split second, but then I realized it was real. I was like, oh no, I'm not watching that.
Have you seen the fan Celestial Toymaker episode? He only on episode 1, Callum Weston.
No, I can't say I have.
Yeah, one second. Let me put this is the best, and I've been with the animations from the beginning. All right, the first one was Invasion, and that was very good. And then they were, of varying quality, shall we say, until they landed on the newest version. Yeah. 1 second. So, what are we looking at? First Doctor, Celestial Toymaker. Hang on. So so this is the fan did it himself, and this animation really worked, right? Especially for this story. And have you seen the trailer for the official one they're putting out?
I think that's the one I saw. The trailer. Sorry, that is. I thought it was fake. I thought it was. I mean, I'm not in, but I thought it was fake. I thought.
So anyway, so this is a
Following was a non-profit fan animation with the intent of portfolio and to get a job. Doctor Who is.
A second. Yeah, and he should get the job. Here.
Landing now, Doctor.
Good. That means the gravitational bearing must have rectified itself.
Hey, look at this. Isn't it bad?
Yes.
Like, for me, I think this totally works, right? Here, so we'll see us on the Toymaker. Because this one, because it's like there's like an artistic vision with it. And there's menace, which you don't get with the official one, which is calm. Yeah, how would you do this in animation? Just the music in the background is just weird, right? There's not enough real movement to get this going. But this version of it, I think, works. Yeah, check this out. This is cool.
It's creepy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Been waiting for you a long time.
Where's the TARDIS?
Don't worry, my dear. Just watch over there.
It's me, the day my mother died.
No, wait for it this instant. What a shame. I thought...
I'm fine. What do you want with it?
Yeah. So how they're doing, that piece of cack version over this is beyond me. Right. Anyway, where are we up to? So fine. So there have been various takes on Doctor Who reasons leaving Gallifrey over the decades, from stultifying Doreen to a corrupt political system to fleeing a political office to fears over prophecy of a terrifying hybrid. All of the explanations were true at the time until the next showrunner was interested in the Doctor's origin, decided to do an alternative solution. Given the show is called Doctor Who, the lead characters never 100% confirm or deny anything. This is why the BBC specifically avoided dictating an official Doctor Who canon. Excuse me, there has been one. For God's sake, unlike Star Wars or Star Trek. And also Star Trek canon's cack as well now. This is partly important given that during the 1990s, the Doctor existed almost exclusively in novels and comic strips. As a public service broadcast, the BBC couldn't explicitly state the BBC books, which were a consumer product, so part of an official canon. And similarly, because the people had invested in the following adventures in Virgin New Adventures. They said the Virgin New Adventures are in a pocket universe now. It's easier to tacitly acknowledge that all Doctor Who media is canon, regardless of whether it contradicts what's on screen. Well, okay, where's he going with this?
Well, I was going to say, it's a lot of there's a lot of words, and I'm struggling to find the meaning. No offense to the guy.
He hasn't got to the point yet, right? I'm wading through it. Let's see. Okay, in the third and final special of The Giggle, Neil Patrick Harris tells the Doctor made a jigsaw of his life. In Vision commentary for The Giggle, Sharon Rusty Davis tells that Tennant and executive producer Phil Collison that this is a way to open up Doctor Who canon, rather than be puzzled that the Doctor has to fit it all together to make it clear into history. It's a jumble of disconnected pieces without a box. Yeah, no, I think this makes it less interesting. But I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know what though? He's got a point. He's got a point, Rabbi. Because I've watched Doctor Who, New Who, and it's a really closed off narrative. Like it's a really small show. Doesn't have much scope. They should maybe broaden it out a bit. Oh,
but again, look. The bottom line is you can watch it and say the Timeless Child is real, and watch it and say it isn't. That's what he's trying to do. Interestingly, this echoes what novelist and screenwriter Paul Cornell once said in blogs. Look, novelist, he's a great writer, Paul Cornell, right? He's done a lot of great Doctor Who. Douchebag extraordinaire as well. Not giving toss about how it all fits together is one of Doctor Who's oldest, proudest traditions. And not giving toss how it fits together is one thing, but to actively make it so it can't is totally another, right? It's totally another. In the beginning, sorry.
If RTD was trying to basically say, oh, look, it could be one way, it could be any way you can imagine. It could be the Timeless Child, it could not be, could be anything. Why did the specials and then the Christmas special? Why did it take such pains to keep reminding us of the Timeless Child, like every turn? And it's like just
morons.
Let me watch it every time. Even the Christmas special, I thought, oh, okay, the politics has really calmed down in it. It was much more of a carefree. It wasn't very good, in my own opinion, for what it's worth, which is now watching it. And then you thought,
criticism of himself, but yeah, I hear it.
And then it was just like, okay, right, it's not great, but it's at least a bit of fluff, harmless enough. And then it's like, and the whole bit with the mum, Ruby's mum, and the bits, the photos disappeared off the fridge, and the Doctor realised she disappeared. Oh my God, this is actually like Doctor Who again. Clutched my table not to fall over, and then all of a sudden, it was just like, oh, I was an orphan, or maybe it was before that. I'm all mixed.
It was like, we just found. And so it's like, I saw that when I saw that, I thought I didn't connect that to the Timeless Child because I've retconned that out in my head. It also, he said, I only recently found out. This takes place a long time after the Timeless Children. It's not recent, anything recent about it. This is obviously quite some time after, maybe hundreds of years. So I don't saying it's recent doesn't seem to fit into what we saw on screen, but that doesn't really matter anymore. Anyway, so this is what you're saying over there. Rossi Davis are freed up to make their own connections if they so desire. The jumble of jigsaw pieces make up the Doctors who can fit together and make them a timeless child, half human, both or neither. None of it matters. It frees up Doctor Who, up to get on with the business telling stories. I mean, fair enough, but it's got to tell the bloody good stories at this point. Free from the shackles of canon as it embarks on the next 6 years. Yeah, but again, I think it destroyed the stakes, really. It's because I agree that's why he did it, but I think the solution was a bad one. Was it even before the toy maker, the Doctor, and Doctor confronted each other, the gig